Welcome, guys. Welcome, welcome. Let me know in the chat if you can hear us, please. We just want to double check that. I believe we are heard. Aaron, do you want to speak as well?
Hello. Let us know if you can hear us.
Yes. Now, I was told last week that there was a little bit of an echo here. And hoping to fix that. But the weird thing is that I hear the echo also in this thing. And our fancy video equipment actually has settings for doing things like that. And so I never thought about it last time when I heard this.
Right.
But yeah, I'm going to try that. That should sound, in my ears, it sounds a lot better. Hopefully you guys also hear the difference. But I just turned off a reverb setting. I should not have this much technology in front of me because it gets tricky. The problem is, you guys can't see this, but in order to get to this certain setting, it's on page 10 of some menu. And so it's really hard to do things live. They say the volume is not very loud. Okay. It shows here that we're clipping right at 100%, so I'm not going to raise it any higher. But welcome, guys. So glad you can join us on May 22nd. And I hope you guys enjoyed the snow. I was not in town, actually. So this morning I woke up to see snow in Barrhead. And how long did that stay, Aaron?
It was gone by probably 9 a.m. or so.
Okay.
It didn't last too long.
No.
Even when I first had gotten up, like there was on the grass and everything, and it was still actually snowing. But anything on the roads was just melting right away. So
Yeah. It seemed very wet and sticky.
Yeah.
And about to fall apart. So anyways, that was a surprise. Yeah, so, and I believe it's been raining all over. I was all the way in Thorhill today, and the whole way there, it was rain. It wasn't just to Westlock, it was, so basically, if you had just an hour east, it was rain the whole way as far as I could see, so it seemed like we were in a pretty big system.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so to start off, we are going to be, and I think we might even have, see if that's better. Anyway, there might still be a little bit of reverb coming in. Okay, so we're going to start off with a video challenge. Aaron, do you remember what the video challenge was for this week?
I may not get the wording 100% right, but it was to make something that's normally relatively small into something that's really big.
Yes.
And make a video based on that.
Exactly. So in the order that they come on, as I'm seeing them, I'm going to play them. So this is in no particular order. And this week we have a record number of videos. We have 3 videos. So very excited about that. And hopefully next week I'll be able to participate as well. And we can maybe even get to a 4th. So I'm very excited. And neither of us have seen any of these videos ahead of time. So this is our first time impression. So before I forget, I will just make it so you guys can see what's going on. And there we go. Okay, you guys should be able to see that. And I'll just move that. There we go. Hopefully that's not too intrusive. Okay, so here is the first video. It should be up any second. We just gotta wait for the video player to open. Okay, see a coin. Oh, actually, nice. It has the print. Oh, that looks pretty decent. There was attention to detail. I wish it just with the lighting I could see it even better, but I'm impressed.
Both sides of the coin too, so.
It looked real.
I was going to say it was a penny as well, which doesn't even exist anymore technically.
That's right. Was it a penny?
I believe so.
See. It just looks like the wrong color.
Oh,
no, I think that's
right.
a quarter. Because I'm seeing the moose. Here, let's just slowly go. See right there. If I freeze at that, does that look like a moose?
See, I don't know. It looks like the two Canada Leafs, like the old penny used to be to me.
Okay.
But it doesn't have the copper color. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Or is that?
Oh,
is that
it
a
does
dime?
look like
Could be a dime.
It could be. We don't know our own currency here.
I was going to say,
Yeah.
Test of currency.
It is kind of, I agree. Man,
Does
what
it
is
say
that?
1 cent on top? Okay.
Does it?
Go to where he
the
has the bigger
replica?
version.
Okay,
Yeah, see,
okay.
1 cent.
Ah.
Yeah, there we go. It is a penny.
Okay, interesting. Interesting color. They're usually a lot more copper. I wonder if would it be bleached? How would you get that?
Because, I don't know. Or it's just, that weathered. Like, I even see this one says 2010, and it's like, has
Right.
it been longer than that since then? Or is that,
Well, I'm
that's about
assuming
close?
that the generation that are the youth participating probably don't even know what it used to look like, so they might believe that this is the way they always were brand new.
Yeah.
No, I don't think it's been out of circulation that long, but yeah, very cool. Awesome. So we will move on to the next video. Here it is.
Got some cooking going on.
Uh-huh. All right. This is telling a whole story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Oh, boy. You didn't even put tinfoil underneath there. All right. Nice. Well done. So massive cupcake.
So
Now-
that was definitely a giant cupcake.
Yeah,
and also
huge.
would be quite the delicious video to make as well.
yes. I think there was a lot of motivation going on besides the video challenge, for sure.
Yeah.
Is that a small cupcake right underneath it?
I think that's supposed to be representative of like
a
regular
size.
size cupcake.
Yeah.
I wonder what the cooking time
She
did.
just goes
Did it
with
say
the
60
topping.
minutes? Was that what it was for cooking time?
Let's have a look. Just rewinding the clock here. Yeah.
So
Okay.
I think like a regular cupcakes, they're like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
I think.
So even the numbers got
So you
really
gotta
big.
cook quite a bit longer to cook that all the way through.
One thing I noticed, and it's hard to tell. Oh, I think right here they put a tray underneath, and I think that was a really
case
good
it
idea.
exploded, yeah.
Well, yeah, and you can see the mess that this could create.
Oh, for sure.
And so I know my wife would have insisted that I do that. So good thinking on you guys.
Yeah.
Well done. I'm impressed. And I noticed that she just took a clumpful at the top. She didn't even want
Yeah.
the stuff at the bottom, not just the cake part. It had to be pure icing
For sure.
in her mouth. So well done. Here's the third one. Similar idea, cooking again.
Yeah. I was going to say when I
right.
seen that other one, I know the theme.
Yes. Okay. Very cool. A very big pancake. Aaron, you have to tell me how this turned out. I will say that when I was in Vancouver, there for a little bit with YWAM, I decided instead of doing all these small little pancakes, I would also do that. I was just I figured out how many cups I'd used of batter the last time.
Yep.
So I did all of that and just filled this, and we had only a small griddle. And so I filled it super thick, deep. And the problem was I started cooking it at a normal temperature. And so I realized I either burn this thing or I eat it still uncooked.
Doughy inside,
Yeah. If I was thinking maybe I could have turned it low, put a lid on, and hopefully it would have cooked right through.
Yeah.
But it was a disaster of an idea. So how did this work out for you?
It worked out well. It cooked through. I have actually
Yeah.
had experience cooking larger pancakes before, so
Okay.
I knew turn the temperature down a little bit. And even if you leave a few small gaps in the batter, like when you're pouring it
Yeah.
towards the middle, it'll help it cook in the middle, and it will fill itself in as it starts to expand when it cooks. So you kind of, that's why I went around the outside and then got to the middle last and kind of,
Okay.
left little bits of room there.
Yeah.
So it turned out well. But it was in addition to some smaller pancakes I made for the family. So it was definitely some leftover pancakes. We had too many once I did the big one.
Okay. I was impressed with the flip, I would have to say. I would not want to be filmed flipping pancakes, and you did a really good job on that. I was quite impressed that it worked
it stayed
out.
together, and it was
And
like
it
the
landed.
perfect size for the pan. It didn't
Yeah.
catch the edge and break off. So.
Right. Well done. Okay, so now comes voting time. I know which one Aaron's voting for.
I was going to say, I'm probably not allowed to vote for myself, so...
We'll set that up as a rule. Also in the chat, if you guys want to tell us which ones you preferred. Actually, I wasn't looking at the chat, but according to Caden, he says that it was a penny.
Okay, good.
Yes. So, yeah.
So for myself, I'm going to vote for the giant cupcake. One, for its giantness. It was quite a bit bigger than that regular one. But
Yeah.
also because it would probably be, the most delicious of them. Even though my pancake was very delicious, I don't think it could hold a candle to the giant cupcake.
Okay, yes. I think I'll vote for the same one. I think the problem with the penny one is that, do you know why the penny was taken out of phase?
Just because it was more costly to make a penny than it was worth, right?
Exactly. And I think that this giant penny is actually causing a greater problem. And so for that very reason, absolutely, it costs way more time and effort than the penny was worth. And so this is why that kind of penny should definitely be taken out of circulation.
I was going to say, Caden is causing a financial crisis
He
amongst
is.
the
Especially
Canadian Treasury.
At this time, it's just highly inappropriate, I feel.
Yeah, we don't want anyone
Fiscally
getting bad ideas about giant
irresponsible.
pennies, yeah.
Exactly, yeah. So that is why I will say no to that one. And, but yeah, and I really did like your pancake flip. I thought that was very good. However, I would have to say that, again, just on an eating basis, I would be, another problem with the big pancake I noticed is the ratio of butter and syrup to pancake was terrible.
Yes.
And so again, I like the idea. I was impressed with the flip, but I would rather eat the cupcake.
You don't get the satisfying, pool of syrup that you get with small pancakes, because no matter how much syrup you put on it, it just absorbs it, because they're so thick. So I agree.
Exactly.
Big pancakes, in theory, they seem really good, but I would usually go with the normal one, but because I had to make a video, I was like,
Yeah,
that'll
for
work.
sure. Yeah, and you were already doing it, so it wasn't a lot of extra work. Yeah, well done, guys. I had an idea planned, and I'll just tell you what my idea was. I didn't end up making it. I got really busy, but my plan was to have, instead of just a regular size cologne thing spraying me, I had this big cardboard box. I wanted to paint it up and make it look like a cologne perfume kind of thing, and put a silver paint can on top, but with a garden hose and a spray nozzle secretly inside there. And so I wanted my wife to go and then give me a shot of this amazing perfume and douse me. So I was really excited to do this, but then with the weather the last couple days, I was highly unmotivated to make this video.
You already would have been soaked.
I would have been
outside,
soaked,
so you didn't
yeah.
want to get sprayed with the hose.
Exactly,
I understand
exactly. Yeah, so, okay. Yeah, Caden says he also picks Jessica's. Interesting. So Jessica's has definitely won.
Unanimous, that's good.
Yes. All right. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Aaron.
Yeah, so I've got a couple games for you guys this week. We're going to start with our first game. It's a newer one. What you'll do in this game is you'll be using the chat to answer. We're going to be showing you a picture, but it's not a full picture. It's going to be just a partial picture. And it'll either be of a person or of a character, so like a cartoon type character. And so you guys in the chat, when you see this partial picture, let us know who you think this is, and then we'll reveal the full image to see if you were right. So in the chat now, let us know who is this partial picture, and we'll see if you get it right. We'll maybe give Jonathan a guess at some of these too. I don't know if he's seen them all or not.
I've seen the first
I was
few.
going to say, he might have seen them because he's got the laptop in front of him.
I do. Unfortunately, it shows you what the next slide is. Actually, if I start up this again in a different way, I believe that, there we go.
Presentation.
Yeah. Now I can't see what the next one is. So I won't guess this time. I've already seen, unfortunately. Let's see what you guys say in the comments. Okay, who do we have first? Okay, Caden says it's Larry. I'm assuming that this might be, it's from the Rajus. So would this be
Okay. Probably Josiah.
Josiah?
Yeah.
And then Aiden says Larry, and Rebecca says Larry the cucumber.
Nice.
And if the Prakash Benita R could just let me know, just to double check who's there so that we know. Okay, and going back to the PowerPoint, let's see if you guys were right.
Nice.
Well done.
All right,
Well done.
start you guys off with an easy one. That's the thing when
Yeah.
I was making this, it was a little tough because it's like, okay, is this going to be a hard one for them? Like, this doesn't seem like a hard one for me, so I'd only show a little bit of the picture. And then other
Yeah.
ones like, oh, this is going to be really hard one, so I'd show more. So we'll see how it goes, and I'll tweak the game as for future weeks. But
For sure. You probably could make the square, the visible part, even smaller. Would
Yeah.
that have made it more challenging?
maybe we'll see. This one,
Yeah.
I thought first one,
Yeah,
we'll,
yeah.
we'll
No,
get
that was
'em-
good.
Get them going on it.
All right. Here's
Let us
another
know
one.
who this is.
All right. You might be surprised to know this, but actually, this is not Aaron or myself, even though we both have beards.
Yes.
Just a little hint. I don't want to give it away, but I thought I would share that with them. Yes. Okay, it is Josiah.
Perfect.
So just wanted to double check that. Okay, we have Caden, Josiah, Rebecca, and Jessica all say that this is Justin Trudeau.
Justin Trudeau.
And they came in bang one after each other really fast. All right, let's see if you guys are right.
Yes, this is our Prime Minister, Justin Trudeau.
Well done.
Figured, it probably was going to be an easier one because he's kind of in the news all the time now. I thought I would do the beard because that's kind of a newer thing for him,
Yep.
is this new beard. But yeah,
Yes.
it is Justin Trudeau. You're all right.
Yeah, it's interesting when I look on YouTube for, let's say, an intro for youth or something. Normally, what I see on my homepage is just things that I'm interested in.
Yeah.
But he's been showing up all the time with this whole COVID thing that they throw up there.
Yeah, for sure.
And so, and I don't click on the videos, and it stays up there. So, I
So
think
you've been
mine
seeing
has
his face a lot.
I
yes.
have been seeing his face a lot. Yes, I would say so. All right, here's the next one.
And I'm changing it up. Sometimes I'm showing the bottom of the picture, sometimes top. I think even one of them I show just the side of the picture. So
Okay.
we'll see.
Okay. We have Aiden says that it is Olaf.
Okay.
And Rebecca says the same, as does Josiah. And then Caden says Snowman in Frozen.
Which would be
All right,
Olaf,
which
yes.
is Olaf. Okay. Let us, and so does Jessica. Let's see if you guys are right.
It is Olaf. All right. So hopefully they get a little more difficult for you guys because you guys are quick.
Yeah.
That's all right.
I
though.
think this might be the last one that I actually have seen ahead of time that I
Okay.
cheated on.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Who is this?
This one, I don't know enough about these characters to distinguish
One from the other.
the siblings or whatever they are, the two genders apart on these.
Oh, yes.
So it would be a 50-50 for me, but maybe you guys are experts and actually know. And you guys, I think, are going with the more famous of the two, which is probably a very safe bet. So I have Josiah says Mickey Mouse, Rebecca says Mickey, Caden says Mickey Mouse, as does Aiden. So they're all saying Mickey Mouse. Just to be different, I'm going to say Minnie Mouse because Aaron
just
could
in
have tried
case.
to trick us.
I thought about it.
Is there a difference in feet? Do you know?
There is actually.
Okay.
I was going to try to trick you guys, but then the difference in feet is quite substantial because.
Is it a red shoe?
She wears, yes.
Like a high heel?
Almost more like a high heel style.
Okay.
So then I was like,
Okay.
oh, it's going to be totally different. They'll know.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
yes, you were right. It is
Well
Mickey
done.
Mouse.
Okay. I didn't think about that till you said there was a difference.
Yeah.
But yeah, that makes sense. For sure. For me, all the mice I see, they look the same.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
anyway.
for sure.
All right. Here's the next one. Huh.
This is where it gets a little trickier.
Yeah. I don't know.
It's
Is this one that the youth would know?
yes, and that was one of the
Okay.
things I had to kind of go over each one of these. I'm like, they should all know it. Like, this is a pretty universally known thing.
Okay. I just wanted to double check because the first thing I thought of was an old TV show called Andy Griffith. I thought, oh, maybe he's
Right,
there at the
right.
fishing. There's like this, I don't know, classic scene of
Yeah.
him and a boy. That's what I saw first. I haven't seen Andy Griffith in a long, long time. So, but I was pretty sure the youth have
Yeah.
not even heard
No.
of this guy. Okay, we got a few answers. Oh, and I really like one of them. So Caden came first. He says it's Laura. Do you know what Laura he might refer to?
Is that like from Little House on the Prairie?
Okay, maybe.
Yeah.
I'm
thinking-
that
I
would be
think
a
that was
girl,
one
and
of
I'm
the
seeing more of a guy here.
Yeah, but curly hair still,
Curly
right?
hair?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Then Josiah, he goes with Terry Fox. I'm going to have to side with him. Even though it's not original to me, I think that is the right answer. And then Caden switches, Laura from Anne of Green Gables, he says.
Oh, yes.
Interesting. Aiden has no idea.
Okay.
All right, so
I knew this one would be trickier, but
this is way trickier, yeah. All right, let's see who's right, if any of us.
it is Terry Fox.
Well done.
So yeah, it's something that in school they do the Terry Fox run once a year. So I figured that everyone would know it, but it wouldn't be a face because that's why if I showed the leg or anything, people would get it right away, right? But if I just showed his face, it might not come to mind instantly. So that was kind of my thinking with this.
This might be the first year where there isn't a Terry Fox run in Barhead in a long time, right? Because it's a summer activity, so I'm assuming it was cut off. I could be wrong, I don't know.
Yeah, like the summer, like for the town-wide one, the school usually does theirs, I think, towards the start of the school year. So I think they still would have had it this year.
Very
you guys can let us know if you ran the Terry Fox run in the comments, but...
Yeah, I'd be interested. Okay. Jessica doesn't know. She's homeschooled, she says. Aiden has never seen him before.
Okay.
Interesting. Did you ever see pictures, or did you mostly hear the story in school?
Seen pictures. They lots of times will show videos. There's actually movies made about him as well. Some are more like a documentary, and others are more. There's like a dramatized movie as well, which is really good as well. He's so if you've never seen him or heard of him, Canadian hero, most people would describe him as. He lost his leg to cancer, and he decided that he was going to run from one end of the country to the other to try to raise money and awareness for cancer research. And he actually died partway through the race, but he would run a marathon every day on a prosthetic leg. And at this point in history, prosthetic legs were not like they are today. Like he described it as stubbing his toe every step he took. That's how jarring the step was with a wooden prosthetic leg. So he definitely put himself through a lot for the benefit of other people.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Yeah, amazing. This picture makes it look like he's running away from the police, but I don't believe that's why he ran.
He did get a police escort because actually quite a few people by the end were following along with him and cheering him on as he went through their town and different things.
Right. Very neat. Okay, here's the next one.
This one is also very tricky. I'll see if you guys can get this.
I liked my strategy last time, just looking through the comments, and picking my favorite. It's, but this one again.
I knew this one would be tricky, so I actually gave more of the photo than I was going to originally, because I thought,
Oh, I bet you. I think I know the answer. I don't want to say it out loud, but I will tell you if somebody in the comments makes it. Okay. So the first one I get from Rebecca is Blue Heron. Same with Jessica, and then the town mascot, the town bird. Okay, so everyone is agreeing with that. That's actually not what I was thinking. I was thinking, but they're probably right. I was thinking of like the Mr. Bird or Mr. Big. What is that from?
Big Bird?
Big Bird. There we go, yes.
Yeah.
I thought it might be Big Bird, but now I'm thinking about it. Big Bird might have had yellow.
He is yellow, yeah. This
So
has an element of yellow, but...
Right, just in the beak. And I do agree. And now that I look underneath its beak, guys, if you look at that image, I'm assuming that is, I don't know what you call it, but our coat of arms.
Coat of arms for Barhead, yes.
Something like that.
Yeah, so you guys are correct.
Then I get Aaron the Heron.
I was going to say, and the thing is, if you don't know, we share the same name. He is Aaron the Blue Heron.
Okay, very cool. And Caden thinks it's a Donald Duck, maybe. Let's see what it is.
So if you've been around town during like one of the fairs or a bigger event, lots of times you see him walking around. We have, we've cleaned this suit actually at my work before. It's, quite the suit.
Wow.
And yes, he is wearing the Barhead coat of arms, and I included that part kind of as a little more of a hint. Because I thought if I just do like the feet, people are going to think it's Big Bird. Like that was what I thought, being yellow. But if I do that middle part,
well done.
It would be just enough of a hint.
Is this at the library? Do you know?
I believe so. This picture was at the library. He's actually doing, I've been seeing on the town's Facebook page, they've been advertising it. He's been doing like YouTube videos to promote different things. So
Okay.
during COVID, like did
Yeah.
like a picnic in the park type thing that you're supposed to follow along with. So yeah,
Okay, interesting.
in the
Did not
news
know that.
recently.
Okay, good to know. Here's the next one. Aha, this one I got.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, now I'm like, okay, next time I do this, I'm either going to show way less of the photos, or I'm going to pick a little bit less known characters, because
Yeah.
these guys are on the ball. They're good. Like every single one was
Yeah,
answered.
yeah.
Maybe, a few people missed one or two, but
Yeah.
I wasn't exactly sure how good you guys would be. Now I know
Yeah.
they're experts. So.
Okay, I'm getting a bunch. It started off with Josiah saying Nemo. Then Aiden agreed, as did Rebecca and Caden. But then Rebecca switched it to Merlin.
Oh, okay.
And Jessica is also saying Nemo. And I'm guessing Merlin is another fish
Merlin
in that
is
video?
the father. So you
Okay.
have the same color scheme.
Right.
Except the difference is the fin size.
Mm.
Nemo has one very small fin, and that's kind of a basis of the story.
Okay.
And so, you know what? I actually, now that I've heard that answer, I
Yeah.
wished I had picked Merlin to throw people off, but I wasn't that clever.
You just went with the classic,
I went
yeah.
with the classic.
Yeah.
It is Nemo.
Well done.
And as you see, he does have that smaller fin on the other
Well
side.
done. And I'm impressed with Rebecca thinking a little bit deeper and going, maybe you're trying to trick us. So well done on the thought.
All right, here's our last one. Who could this be?
All right, this is a tough one. It's got me stumped right from the beginning. Aaron has definitely been doing some Googling.
I told
didn't
Jonathan,
even know.
Jonathan was looking through. I said, "Hey, don't scroll to the bottom." I wanted his reaction.
This was the last thing I was expecting. I didn't even know, because you post images, but you don't always know what ends up in Google search results.
Yeah, I actually, after I found
Were there
this-
more of these?
No, just one actually.
Okay.
And it wasn't even the first result to come up. It was probably about the 6th or 7th in Google Images. But after this, if they haven't got it already, I assume they have.
Yes, they have.
But
Yes.
then I went and
Everyone
searched. I
agrees.
searched for myself to see if any of mine would come up, and I'm nowhere, at least on the first page.
Okay.
So.
Okay. I remember as a kid looking myself up on YouTube because I had started this YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And all I found was this overweight opera singer. And so I was quite discouraged. He's, I don't know, I guess a famous guy named Jonathan.
Okay,
On
yeah.
YouTube, he was on America's Got Talent, something like that.
Yeah.
And so he was all the rage. And anyways, I couldn't find myself. And I was so upset at him.
A more famous Jonathan.
Yeah, a more famous Jonathan. It was an opera singer, and I'm not a fan of opera anyways. It's not ever on my music playlist, and so anyways, I was a little disappointed about that.
Yeah.
All right, let's check. Yes, it is right. And I remember taking this photo. This was actually in our the directory for Bethel. So
yes.
we all get our photo taken, our name and stuff, and then it gets passed around to all the other members so that we can know who's who, and which is an awesome idea. And so this was the photo taken, so it's done professionally, and I decided to use it as a profile picture, I think, for some sites. And so I had thrown it up, and it became public somehow. So
It wasn't
that's
the
the
basis
story.
of this. I just happened, I was like, it'd be funny if there's a picture of Jonathan online. But
Yes.
then once I chose this picture, I remembered, it was probably 2 or 3 years ago at youth. I was like, this is kind of revenge for me. I was the poster boy
Yes.
of Jonathan's Family Feud game the one year.
Yes.
It was a wedding photo of mine where
That's
I was
right.
kind of had like the James Bond look, like off to
Yeah.
the side,
Yeah.
wearing sunglasses. So I was like, oh, here's a little revenge 3 years later, I
Yeah,
guess.
and I think 2 of your groomsmen as well were in that
Yes,
photo.
probably,
Yeah,
yeah.
I do remember that. That was really good. Yeah. I think I had also done another picture of you. It was with our Heads Up game, which I usually have this big smiley
Oh,
face.
yeah, yeah.
And I think I had somehow got a picture of you with a zipper on your lip I just photoshopped on
Yeah,
or something.
yeah.
I forget how exactly it looked, but
Yeah.
yes. Okay, is that the last one?
That is the last one. Yeah, I saved the best for last. So
Okay.
so we move on to our second game, and
Sure.
this is a game that we've done a couple times now, but I really enjoy it, and hopefully you guys do too. This is our Amazon review game. So what you'll see on the screen is you'll see a review. So that's what's on top. This is Chester that you'll see first, and he's reviewed a product. He's given it 5 out of 5 stars, and his description, kind of what's going to give you the hint, is he says too much assembly required. And you'll have to tell us if it's number 1, number 2, or number 3. And then we'll let you know what product it is. The other thing is, once again, like last time, these are all, even the ones that aren't to this review, these are all real Amazon products.
Right.
So even they might seem weird, they're actually for sale on Amazon.
Okay, very cool. Now before, I'm just going to catch up here on the chat here. Somebody said it looked like Chris Evans in high school.
Oh,
I don't know who Chris Evans is, which maybe is a bad thing. I don't know. But does he look like me?
He plays Captain America in the Marvel movies.
Okay, I know that who that is.
Very like classically handsome guy, so they're giving you a compliment.
Okay, I appreciate that, but I've never looked at him and thought that looks like me.
Yeah.
Does he even have a beard? Wouldn't he be clean shaven?
I think he's clean shaven. Okay. Like in real life he might, but I think in the movie he's clean shaven.
Okay. Yeah. They also say that they found chess pieces. And yes, you will find chess pieces. I do have one of my YouTube channels is all about chess. And so when you look me up, my name is associated with the whole channel. And it was reasonably successful. There's a few thousand subscribers on it and stuff. But very boring. I don't recommend anyone watching any of it. All right. So we're going to move on to this game. Go ahead, Aaron.
Yeah, if you want to send in 1, 2, or 3 to this review, Chester, 5 out of 5, too much assembly required. Is this going to be number 1, dehydrated can of water, number 2, earwax candle kit, or number 3, high quality 8 gigabyte finger-shaped USB flash drive? Reminder, all of these are real products. I
don't know if 2 is too obvious. I mean, it says it's a kit.
Yeah.
So a kit requires assembling. A dehydrated can of water sounds like a single item, like a unit.
Right.
Not that couldn't be taken apart or put together. I mean, maybe there could be a sleeve, a rubber sleeve around it, something like that. But usually I would think they would come assembled because you're thinking about efficiency in space. That's the only reason I would think it might come apart. Number 3, with an 8 gig finger-shaped USB flash drive. Again, I feel like it should be a single item. So I'm going to go with the obvious, even though
it seems too obvious.
It's too obvious, and you might be trying to play a trick.
Right.
So Rebecca started us off thinking it's number 1, the can of water. And I would complain if it came unassembled. A lot of people are saying number 2. However, Jessica thinks it's number 3. So all 3 stars have been represented here.
Okay.
Yeah. Evelyn Bowick thought number 2 originally, and then is saying it could be any of them.
Yeah.
And okay, that person is actually Wilder. Wilder is coming out from Evelyn Bowick.
Perfect.
Very good to know. Caden is switching it maybe to 3.
Okay. All right, let's see which one we have. It is the dehydrated water. So I took this review as a kind of satire because this product, its tagline is just add water. So you're taking this dehydrated water, you're adding water to activate it. Well, really, it's an empty can that they're selling you, and you're putting water in it.
Yeah.
And so I think their joke was too much assembly. It should just have water in it originally.
Yeah. Okay. That is actually hilarious, and I appreciate the satire.
And surprisingly,
a great prank gift.
Yes, very good prank gift. Surprisingly, not very cheap though.
Really?
$14 for that dehydrated can of water. I believe it did come with free shipping if you had Amazon Prime, but yes, I was very surprised. And there was an alternate product which was the same for $50. So that must have been the designer dehydrated water.
Yeah. It looks very small.
Yes, like almost like those like PVC glue or that type of container, right?
That's exactly what it looks like.
Which are quite small. Yeah.
Yes. There used to be an app on the Apple Play Store or the Apple App Store. I don't know if the Android one had it, and it was, I forget what it was called, but this was before Apple set limits on how much you could charge for apps, and so it was something crazy. Let's say it was $10,000.
Right.
It was in the thousands for sure. And I think it was called something like Elite Club. Yes. Something along those lines. And the idea is you have this app and it just is a status symbol. Maybe you open up and you see a picture of a cat or something dumb and simple like that. But the idea was if you had it, that meant you had money to burn.
Right, I believe I've seen that before, yes.
Okay.
And that was kind of the thing, was just having that icon on your phone showed people that you spent $10,000 on this. Or
Exactly.
I believe that was something like that.
And as far as I know, there were sales. Like maybe it was 4 or 5, but what a genius idea.
Yeah.
Think of the payoff versus the time.
Sell 4 of them compared to selling, 4,099 cent apps.
It's
Sure.
one of those inventions that you see and you think, I wish I had invented that.
Yes.
But it's too late now.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let's go to our next product. This is reviewed by Nikki C. She only gives it 2 out of 5 stars. And she says, I was disappointed when I opened the package. It was only a couple inches tall and an inch wide. It was just a little disappointing. Is this, number 1, automatic toothpaste dispenser? Number 2, Tricky Toys potato chip snake in a can? Or number 3, public toilet survival kit? Let us know in the chat. Which one do you think was a bit disappointing? And mostly she commented on the size.
I see that.
What do you think, Jonathan?
I don't think it's number 3. I don't think size would matter. I mean, if you need to survive,
Right.
it's worth a couple inches of space, I guess, in your backpack. Or no, you wouldn't need it for a backpack. When are you in survival mode and needing to worry about toilets? I actually think that is the most useless thing I've heard of today.
Yeah, probably. I can imagine, like, when you go to some of those bigger events where they have like porta potties, and there's only one available, and you see the condition it's in.
Yeah.
That's what I'm picturing. Is like,
Okay.
this is so disgusting. I need help. I'm not like starting a fire in it, but it's more cleaning or like protecting yourself from it.
Yeah. Okay, I can see that. There have been toilets where I've gone to and decided I didn't need to use the washroom that bad.
I'll wait a while.
Yeah, exactly. So I got to rule that one out right away. The number 2, I could see that being a problem, being too small, that you're looking for a bigger one. And number 1, I guess as long as it does the job, I wouldn't care about the size.
Right.
So because of that, I'm gonna say it's number 2. In the comments, we see that Wilder says number 2, as does Caden. And Jessica says number 3. Brianna says number 3, as does Josiah and Aiden.
Okay.
And
So no one with number 1.
Jonah Bradley says number 2. Okay. Welcome, Jonah. I think this is your first time commenting in the chat. Glad to have you. Yeah, and Rebecca says number 2. So I think it's fairly split, but number 2 might have a slight edge.
Yeah. And none for 1. All right.
Nobody picks number 1. Let's see what the answer is.
It is the public toilet survival kit. And so what I'm imagining, this person, they bought this thinking that it was truly going to save them from a disgusting toilet like is pictured in this picture. And they were greatly disappointed by the contents inside. And they wished it was larger, even though they'd have to carry around this huge kit. Because they probably want, hand sanitizer, gloves, toilet seat cover, everything. And I think this is mostly supposed to be a prank gift. So they probably were not very well equipped inside.
Or a hint, if I give you one of these for your own bathroom.
Yeah,
I remember doing that to somebody, giving them toothpaste, toothbrush, deodorant, the whole works.
Here you go.
And and I think I had a little bit message about make sure you use these ones.
Yeah.
But it was just for fun. So very cool. I didn't even interesting.
Yeah, not a product I knew existed before this.
No. Very good find. Do you find these hard to come up with?
It takes a little bit of time to find ones, and then you also have to find items that can relate to the first review. So you find the review, and they'll say something like, something that relates to electronics, and then you're like, okay, when I'm finding the comparable products, I have to pick something electronics based, or else it's going to be easy to know that's not that, right?
Yeah.
So you kind of have to take a little time and find these, and then you could just find regular products, but it's a lot more fun when you find these weird products.
Yeah, really good find. The people in chat are quite surprised.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well done.
All right, let's move on to our next one. This is reviewed by Amazon customer. They did not want to leave their identity. They rate 4 out of 5 stars. They say fun and cute novelty apron. Such a fun piece. Purchased, and here's my one mistake. I did not delete the word apron.
I see that. The moment I saw that, I was wondering.
So that was my catch. There's a few of these reviews that I have to slightly edit because they say the word, and so I delete it. This one, I did it in the words, not in the title. So this one, I wonder which one it could be. It's number 1, the Pizza Cat Funny Kitchen Apron. So yeah, we won't even go through this one because it's pretty easy to know which one it is. But if, Jonathan, you click to the next one, you can see the picture of the apron. Very interesting apron.
Very interesting.
Cats flying through space on pizzas. So yeah, that's just a little mistake by me. I do have to, that's one thing. You get these things and they like to put in what the product is or something very specific to the product. So I have to take out a word here or there to try to, and just miss that one in the title. So hopefully the rest of them I caught.
Yeah, thanks for letting me know. You've been doing most of these Amazon games, and so it's a good reminder for me.
Yeah, because lots of them, if they just leave a very basic comment like, I like this, it doesn't give enough hints or whatever usually, so I only pick like 1 or 2 of those type of ones. I like the ones that are very descriptive. I just have to edit them a little bit.
Right. Okay, here's the next one.
All right. Okay, so Crystal says, rating 4 to 5 stars, great gift idea. True to picture and description, great gift idea for all ages, can only be washed by hand though. Is it number 1, ceramic chicken measuring spoons, whimsical and practical chicken figurine with 4 measuring spoons? Or number 2, build on brick mug, novelty creative Lego mug? Number 3, weird products, burrito blanket, baby, taco baby blanket. So some of these, they pick very descriptive titles. I think they're trying to, have those keywords to try to, if you're searching like measuring spoons, you'll get this ceramic chicken whimsical measuring spoon kit. So that's why I think they have very descriptive titles sometimes.
Yeah. Number 3, again, I rule it out right away because a blanket you just throw in the washing machine.
Right.
And I mean, maybe it was made out of a certain fiber or something that can't be washable. I know not everything is washable.
Yeah.
But just from their description, it actually could be that, It could be made out of, I don't know, what can't be washed.
Well, there's some things that you'd have to very delicately wash certain things to not have it shrink.
Right.
It just depends,
Yeah. But I'm just going to go with number 1 or 2 to narrow it down. I don't know. I could see how, just because of the crevices and stuff in both of these 2 products, it would be hard to wash. But I'm going to go with the mug because I think that would be awesome to have a Lego mug. That would be really cool. And of all the things I've built out of Lego growing up, I never actually built a mug and checked if it was how waterproof it was.
Yeah.
So I'd actually be curious to know, like, if you let a mug built out of pure Lego sit there overnight, would a little bit of water leak through?
I wonder.
I don't know.
And actually, there's a new product too that I'd heard about. It's like Lego glue, like specifically made by Lego. So when you build those big projects, you can actually glue them together semi-permanently so that if you drop it, it's not going to come apart. But I think the thing is, if you put it in water, that's when it comes apart.
Okay.
So that wouldn't work for the mug probably, but it is kind of an idea because some of those people build huge Lego creations and you would hate to bump it or something happen to it. So you can apply this, product to it.
Yes. There's actually, if you guys are in the city, I don't know if they're even open, but there's a Canadian Tire. I'm trying to remember which one it is. And a Canadian Tire, it's a 2-story Canadian Tire in Edmonton.
I've been there,
and it has life-size Lego creations throughout the building.
Yeah.
They're mostly hockey themed, I want to say.
Right.
But there are some really cool designs out there. Have you seen this one?
I have seen it, and it's more on the south side of the city.
I think so.
Is it maybe Sherwood Park it might be in? Or on the edge of the city.
Yeah, I'm just blanking on the address, but it's really cool. If you ever get a chance to see it, it's my favorite Canadian Tire, I would have to say.
Well, even just being 2 stories, that's very unique for a Canadian Tire.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So it's very cool. All right, let's look at the comments. I'm way behind. Oh, I just went backwards there. Okay. when you scroll up and down the comments, I didn't
Yes.
realize I'm scrolling through. So good thing we didn't see anything we shouldn't have. Okay, so I believe I am seeing mostly 2s. Brianna, Rebecca, Jessica, Aiden, Josiah, Caden, Jonah, Rebecca. They're all saying 2s.
Okay, wow.
Yeah, Wilder says 3 though.
Okay, so one differing.
1 at 3, everyone else at 2. Yeah. And then somebody is saying 1. I think that's Wilder. Yeah,
Okay.
he switches it to 1.
Okay.
Okay.
So the product
And
is.
Samuel says 2.
Okay.
Let's see.
It is the Lego mug.
right.
So most of you had it right.
Yeah.
And actually, this is a product that I have purchased.
Okay.
It's.
I love it.
I'd seen it, and actually, I forget where exactly I'd seen it. I seen it on some advertisement actually, and so I
Yeah.
went and seeked it out. And for Cameron's 3rd birthday, we
Neat.
this is one of the gifts we got him. And yes, it does recommend only hand washing, so
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
it is a little bit of a pain that way, but it does quite well fit actual Lego pieces.
Neat.
So it's cool in that way, and the whole handle and everything has
Yeah.
little receivers for the Lego pieces, so you
Okay.
could build something pretty substantial onto it.
Yeah. Are the edges sharp? Like, I'm just wondering if taking a sip, would it cut into my lip at all?
Like it would be rough. I don't think it would cut,
Yeah.
but it would be a little rougher. Like that very top edge is smooth, but the
Okay.
sides are they're all, if I remember correctly, they're all indented Lego pieces. They're not sticking out. So
Okay.
you will have to start your, maybe not. Maybe it, you know what? I think it alternates, if I'm remembering correctly. I haven't seen the mug for a little bit. I think it got misplaced, but it's somewhere in our house.
Huh? Very
Yeah, I
cool.
think it alternates, if I remember correctly.
Okay. Okay.
But yeah, neat product. And I don't think it wasn't crazy expensive. It was somewhere between $10 and $15, which,
Yeah.
for a nice novelty mug, it's
Yeah.
not too bad.
Yeah. Samuel says he's seen it at a GameStop. Maybe
Okay.
he means shop.
There is a
GameStop.
there is a
something?
GameStop. It's a like
Okay.
a what do you call it? Like a chain of gaming
Okay.
stores. Yeah.
Okay. Very cool. And Brianna says that store is in South Common area.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Apparently, which would make sense. And check it out. It's a Canadian Tire. I'm quite sure about
Yeah.
that, right?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. And huge Lego selection, but they have all sorts of other really cool stuff, and I love their displays. It's very neat. They even have there's an elevator right
Yes,
in the
there
middle.
is an elevator and an escalator.
And escalator. And I believe there's this huge video screen that spans 2 stories in height, right
Okay.
beside the elevator.
I'm not remembering that, but it probably
Yeah.
was there. I've only been there once.
Yeah.
And I just happened to, I just searched for a Canadian Tire, and I was like, whoa, this is
Okay.
a really cool Canadian Tire. So I
Yes.
didn't know what to expect going in.
Yes. Okay.
I think we got one more here.
Sure.
All right, so this is rated by an Amazon customer, 2 out of 5 stars. They say cheap material. It was working fine for 3 weeks until it broke. Very disappointing. Is this number 1, self-stirring coffee mug, coffee cup? Number 2, wake-up light alarm clock with sunrise, sunset simulation? Or number 3, kitchen gadget, one-step corn kernel remover thresher peeler? And this was the one, like I said, all these are real products. They were all very interesting to me.
Yeah. And I could see them all breaking down.
Yes, yeah. They're all a little bit strange out there products that probably aren't made with 100% quality in mind.
This one, I feel like all 3 are very, very possible.
Yeah.
I don't have a strong opinion on any of them. The corn kernel remover, that seems quite bizarre. But I know these are all real products. So
Yeah, they are.
That's amazing. I don't know. I'm going to go with number 1.
Okay.
I'm just going to pick it. I don't know why. So we see in the comments, Samuel thinks it's number 1 as well. And Jessica thinks it's number 2. Caden thinks it's number 3.
Oh, good
Jonah
mix.
thinks number 3. Josiah thinks it's number 1. And Jessica's switching to number 2. Brianna says number 1, and Rebecca also says number 1. So number 1 is the top pick, but
Okay.
they've all been represented.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. It is the self-stirring mug. And so they didn't have a picture of it empty, but I'm
Yeah.
assuming there's just a little, probably not blade because you'd be injured, but some kind of little stir thing that just spins in a circle. So you put your, milk and sugar. But most of the reviews were either it stopped working after a short time.
Yeah.
All of them said worked great at first. And then a lot of them said after a week, after 3 weeks, after, a couple
Yeah.
uses it did break. So people liked it, but it's not very reliable.
It's a neat idea. There probably doesn't hold as much because there's probably a false bottom to fit a battery.
Yes, you'd
and
have to
something
have
like that,
a battery and some mechanism in
a
there.
motor.
And actually, you had said about the corn kernel remover.
Yeah.
That product is not electronic, actually, but it sounded the title to me. I was like, this is something that could sound electronic, and it would be really cool if it was.
It did.
But it's kind of, I don't know if you've seen those watermelon cutters that have you could just do it at once. Kind of looks similar to that,
Yeah.
except it had a dome to it to catch the kernels. So you just slide the thing and then you pushed it down. And
Right.
it removed all the kernels in one motion.
Sure. We have an apple slicer kind of like
Yes,
that
yeah.
with a core and then some spokes going out from
so
it.
very similar, but then it did have kind of a dome to
Okay.
collect all the kernels so they didn't just fly everywhere on you.
Yeah. This coffee stirring reminds me of something. When Brianna and I were first married, Brianna had a habit of pouring the coffee in first and then the creamer. And she believed that was the only way to do it. And when I explained that if you put the creamer in first and the coffee after, you don't need to stir it, actually.
Right.
It's pre-served. And so I believed I was saving myself time. It was efficient. It was the smart and right way to do it, therefore. And so just to give you guys an idea of the tensions that we have in our marriage, and we have come to resolve this, and Brianna has seen the genius of switching.
Well,
But,
and that's always a thing where, you do that way, and then
Yeah.
even if it's not 100% stirred, it's still enough that you can get the first few drinks until it's low enough where you can just
Yeah.
kind of swirl it for the last
Without
little bit.
spilling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
I also agree with that way. And,
Okay.
And if there's a spoon handy,
Yeah.
I'll use the spoon
For sure.
But I won't go out of my way to get a spoon when I can
Right.
just
Right.
mix it itself.
I think when there's company and you're not making it yourself, it is smart just to pour the coffee so that they can add the amount of creamer they want.
Yes.
Often it's done that way, but at home, I definitely recommend if you're doing it the wrong way, definitely switch now. It'll be a lifesaver. All right, let's see. Was that the last
Yes,
one?
I believe that was the last
It
one.
is. Okay.
All right. Hope you
Well
guys
done.
enjoyed our games, and
Yeah.
give Jonathan a second, but I will be turning it over to him for a devotional.
Okay. Well done. Those were fun.
Yeah.
Oh, Samuel thinks coffee is gross.
Yes.
Okay.
It's definitely an acquired taste, and it's something once you're older, kind of at times it becomes a necessity.
Yeah.
I'm somebody, I usually say I probably drink about 1 cup of coffee a month. I'm not someone who wakes up every morning and drinks
Right.
coffee, but there's that, 1 day a month or every second month even where got to wake up extra early or you're feeling groggy, and then I enjoy coffee for that time. It's not that I even dislike the taste of coffee. I'll drink coffee black. I prefer
Yeah.
with a little bit of milk and sugar, but it's more just that I don't want to make a whole pot of coffee every day.
Yeah.
Dallas doesn't drink coffee, so it's just something that only when I feel I need it,
Right.
I'll go for.
Right. My wife likes to drink coffee, but I don't. Again, maybe once a month, something like that.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's because of socially. If everyone's having coffee, I'll have one too. Things like that. But when I do have a coffee, it's often to just be with my wife and participate in this ritual. And I have a problem because normally, if I'm drinking a glass of water or whatever, I can take just gulps of it and just
Right.
it's there to be drank and not there to let sit for an hour. And so but my wife believes strongly in that sipping is the proper etiquette.
Right.
And so I have been trying to train myself that when there's coffee, that you have to treat it like you don't like the taste,
Right.
as such as sipping it, but all the while enjoying it. And so it's a little hard for my mind to wrap around.
Yes. Yeah, it's more of a social drink rather than like you say, glass of water where it's like, my body needs this, get it
Yes,
in.
exactly.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
I have to get used to these Canadian customs that we have. But no, I don't mind coffee. When I was younger, I really disliked the taste, but I have grown to not mind it at all and even enjoy it.
Yeah.
At times. Yes. So people are very split on whether they like coffee or not, and whether they want it good flavor, bad flavor.
Yeah. And some of the coffees you can get nowadays, like they're not even coffee in some of them, which I still enjoy them a lot.
Okay.
Like, I like fake coffee in a lot of ways. Like I enjoy Coffee Crisp chocolate bars, and I enjoy those iced cappuccinos from Tim Hortons. No one would call those things coffee, but they have that hint of coffee flavor, which I enjoy.
Yeah.
So I would be more apt to get like an ice cap at Tim Hortons than I would, coffee, unless it was for staying awake.
Right. Huh, interesting. Okay, so we'll move on to devotions. Now, unfortunately, I didn't bring a PowerPoint this time, so you won't be able to see that. So what I wanted to share, let me just move the camera here. There we go. Okay, hopefully you guys can see a little bit better. So something I wanted to talk to you guys about is some of the things that God gives us. So one of the things that God gives us that the Bible talks a lot about is joy. It's mentioned all over in the Bible. One of the people that is mentioned the most as having joy, I think, is Paul. He talks a lot about, obviously he wrote a lot of books of the Bible, and so he mentions, that has so much joy for these various people and stuff like that. And Philippians talks a lot about joy. And joy is one of the fruits of the Spirit. And this got me thinking that joy is a fruit of the Spirit. And there were a bunch of verses, and I wish I had brought them with me. I could show you. But talking about that they were filled with the Spirit and with joy, and associating joy in the Holy Spirit. And when I was thinking about it, I was thinking, joy comes from the Holy Spirit, as does the other fruits of the Spirit: love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, all those fruit. And if that's the case, then somehow the joy that the Holy Spirit gives must be greater than what the world already has to offer. If the Holy Spirit is saying, hey, if I come into you, you will have this experience of joy, but you could just go down the street and get it, the way the world gets it from whatever activity, then it seems to me that what comes from God must be greater than what the world offers. It must be different or greater. And so as I was thinking about it, that the joy, the love, the patience, all those different fruits of the Spirit must be able to be greater than what the world can offer on their own. And so because of that, I think that, because it's different, because it's better, if we have just the same level of joy and the same amount of patience and kindness and goodness and all those things, the same amount of love that people who aren't believers in Christ have, then maybe we're missing out in what God wants to give us. Maybe he wants to give us a greater measure, a deeper measure, things like that. And so as I was thinking about that, I was also thinking that not only should we not be satisfied if we have just what everyone else around us has, but we should go deeper in all of those fruit and make sure that and the other thing is that we need to make sure it's coming from God. So when people in the world go for looking for joy or pleasure, they might go to fame, they might go for money, maybe a relationship with somebody, or wealth or power. These are various ways, buying possessions, things like that, might be ways of achieving joy, or at least hoping to. But all of those are different than the way that a Christian is supposed to receive joy, because joy is supposed to be from God. Joy is a fruit of the Holy Spirit. And so because of that, we are to find those attributes coming from God. He is the source. And so we're to find him in the person of God, and not in the stuff that I buy or all those other ways. Those might make me feel happy for a little while, but it seems to me that the ultimate source of joy is God himself and all those other fruits. And not only that, I think the world might be satisfied if they were filled with joy and peace and patience. Like if they had all those things, they might feel perfectly content that they had achieved all that they wanted and they were an awesome, outstanding person. But as I was thinking about it, I believe that the gift is never greater than the giver. And by that I mean that if God offers us joy, he is greater than the joy he offers. And if he offers us love, all those things, God is always greater. Any gift that I've ever given my wife, hopefully she would agree that having me is greater than having the gift that I've given her. And so for a Christian, I don't think that those fruit of the Spirit, although we're supposed to pursue them, want them, and experience them, I think that it's important not to let them, not to think, hey, I'm a super loving person, I'm a super joyous person, I'm a super patient person, I've accomplished everything, because there's something even greater, and that's joy. Or sorry, that's God who gives those things to us. He's the source. And I read this week a book by C.S. Lewis called Surprised by Joy, and it's really his autobiography more than any other book, as far as I'm aware. And I'd never read it before. And he talks about how he pursued joy at various parts of his life and found it to various degrees. And he believed that joy, that his pursuit of joy was actually what pushed him to come to Christ, that he was looking for it and he could only find it in Christianity. And that joy was kind of an arrow pointing towards God. But he said that once he became a believer and followed God, he no longer pursued joy, he pursued God. And I think that's really good, because that is the source, and God is greater than what God gives. And so just wanted to encourage you guys to pursue that. Pursue it so much that it's great, that all those fruits of the Spirit are greater in you than the world can produce, because it's coming from God. And he must give something greater than what's readily available in the world. But don't just pursue it to that extent, but also pursue what's greater than all those things, which is God himself, the giver of all those gifts. So unfortunately, I don't have some verses to back up some of the things, but just wanted to encourage you guys with that, to pursue God above all the things that God gives us. As great and wonderful as those are, and as much as we do want to pursue them. So want to leave you guys with that, and maybe we'll close off in a bit of prayer and end with having another video challenge. So let's quickly pray. Lord, thank you so much for this time where we could still meet despite this lockdown, and we thank you that in some ways measures have been slightly lifted, and we pray for continued improvement and help with all that. And we thank you for the privilege of getting to know you and having a relationship with you. And I pray that we would all deepen in that relationship and never stop pursuing you. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
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 Well,
So,
thanks, Jonathan.
yeah.
That's good.
Sorry about not having the verses and stuff, but I think I got the gist. The problem with going without notes is inevitably I will go home and I'll think, the most important part, and I forgot to mention it.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah,
I even do that with notes sometimes, because I'm just scanning my notes as I'm talking, and it'll be like, oh no, I skipped that line. Oh no.
That's right. That's right.
But it's
exactly. Good. Well, thanks for joining. I'm just, I believe I chose the last video challenge, so I'm just showing Aaron the remaining video challenges, and I'm going to have to add a bunch more to this, because we've been going through one each week, and this was awesome that we had even more participation, and hopefully, time permitting, I will also be submitting a video for this, so I'm really excited. And all those new to the chat, because I have seen a few people, maybe for the first time as far as I know. And the way this works is we ask each week a certain video challenge. So last week it was make something that is usually quite small, really, really big. That was the challenge. And the idea is to film it in a video clip 20 seconds or less, and then send it to my email address. It is already posted on the Bethel Facebook page, our youth group page. So just scroll down a little bit. You'll see my email address. Send it to me. in a way that I can download it, and we will show it at the beginning and vote on it and just see what creative ideas you've had. So that's the gist of it. And so this week, Aaron's going to announce momentarily here what the next video challenge is, and then it will be posted to the Facebook page, and I'll try to do that today so I don't forget like I did the 1 week.
All right. I have chosen the video challenge of camouflaging yourself and then revealing yourself. So within your house somewhere, come up with a way to blend into your surroundings and then to reveal yourself to the camera so that we can all see, you know, how you were able to camouflage yourself and hide yourself.
Okay. I'm excited for that one.
Yeah, I think it'll be good.
Yeah.
There'll be a lot of creativity potential with this one, I think.
And you guys have all been creative in all of these. Like you all have done really well. And I've really enjoyed that because they're so open-ended, nobody has done anything. Like I guess this week there were 2 baking ones.
Yes.
But even in that, it was a totally different item and a different style. Yeah. You told a story. More so, like you showed
the progression, for sure.
And they just both had a different flavor, different everything, and so I enjoyed the variety, that they're not so cookie cutter where we're saying which coin was engraved the best, because no, there was only one like that.
Yeah, everyone interprets the challenge a little differently, and so comes up with some really neat ideas, and we appreciate the videos for sure. Yes. It adds a fun element that you guys can be a part of this live video with us as well.
Yes. Oh. I just realized I'm still zoomed in on myself and you can't see Aaron talking there.
That's all right. They could hear me. But we got the nice close-up of Jonathan. That's good.
Yes. All right. So we'll see you guys next week. Thanks so much for joining.